How do you define what a soul is? Most of us think we have one, but what does that actually mean? The word soul is defined in the Oxford Dictionary as the spiritual or immaterial part of a human being. It's also an energy that can be revealed by a work of art, through drag performances and origami, in the lines of poems, and in the movements of dance. In today's episode, we meet artists who are all soul-searching in different ways.
I want them to love me. I want them to follow me. I want them to love drag.
When struggling with things like depression, having something that takes you away from it is certainly helpful.
I hope you find you. I hope you find love.
I'm Amanda Paris, and this is CBC Arts Exhibitionists. Drag has never been hotter. With RuPaul's Drag Race and CBC Arts' own Canada's a Drag, kings and queens are becoming household names. Tynomi Banks is a drag superstar. Although she's a born entertainer, drag has given her more than that. It's been an invitation to discover parts of herself and share them with the world. Over her 12-year career, she's performed with Deborah Cox and Sister Sledge, but we're about to see her at a different venue, a gala for chiropractors.
We're under the weather, an ever-shifting sky.
5, 6, 7, 8, go.
So this is not your regular club, guys. I'm at the Toronto Metro Convention Center. I've been hired by the Ontario Chiropractic Association. They do themed galas every year, and this year they decided to do disco. Businesses are becoming more open and inclusive and wanting to try new things. It's the power of change. It's the power of education. Years ago, I didn't see this happening. I like to bridge the gap between the straight world and gay world. I like to put it together. Sometimes I feel like the clothes I perform at, like, people treat it like a zoo, like they're just going to the zoo. Oh, I'm going to see the zebra today. No, it's nothing like that. I want them to love me. I want them to follow me. I want them to love drag.
5, 6, 7, 8, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1.
With focus, I felt their minds.
Yeah, but that's what I
I felt their minds like this.
But that's what it means. Yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
You can.
I've seen how other people see drag. They thought drag queens whore around, sleep around, do drugs, party all the time, and I didn't want to be associated with that. I was very nervous to do it because it's like, I'm a young boy, I was 24, like I just came out to my parents. That didn't go smoothly. It went well, but not smoothly as I wanted it to. And then all of a sudden I'm doing drag now. I'm like, oh God, I can't tell my parents. My mother, she's the first one that did my makeup. She didn't not want me to be gay, but she was like, are you sure? She's a very smart woman. She's on TV, like looking at the news and seeing gay bashing. So when she asked, are you sure? She's more like, these things are happening to these people and you're going out downtown like all the time, like late. It's more of a loving thing. when I came out, it basically was like, hey, I have a drag show, you wanna come? She's like, first, she's like, oh, really? When's your show? Like, so quick. My mom's like, I love you for you. Be you. Do what you want to do. I express myself when I'm Sheldon all the time, but Tynomi, there's a different door open to me, and I fell in love with it very quickly.
Bankrupt, I just got bankrupt. That's a lot. Bankrupt, 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 bankrupt. I just can't get enough bankrupt. People see the hate, so I gotta lay low. But just like my bankroll, I stay up. Yeah. But just like my bankroll, I stay up.
I danced for Deborah Cox, I danced for Sister Sledge, Nelly Furtado. It's a different feeling backup dancing for artists than being the artist. And it's not just dancing, it's like you're performing words, costuming. There's steps, like formations, up, down. Where is this person? This hand. It's hard, it's really hard. I never got into drag because I had low self-esteem. Just fell in love with the attention. I loved the attention, the love I was getting from people and the support of the community. I think drag has evolved so much. Drag is more than just putting on a dress and then getting on stage. When I was growing up and coming to drag shows, I used to see like legendary Michelle Ross, and she used to sit down and talk to me and tell me what she used to do. And I was like, oh my God, you're an entertainer. Like they used to do like lacage and like impersonations. So I really feel like that's a true art.
Hi, my name is Saida and I am a motion graphics artist based in Vancouver, BC, and your exhibitionist in residence this week. Today you're gonna see some of my passion projects, gifts, and short animations. Hope you'll feel the vibes of magic and cosmos. Other than that, feel free to check out my website for more work.
Coming up, we meet an artist who battled his depression through origami.
I'm finding things that I want to say, and I'm using origami as a medium to say them. I find that for many people, origami is still something that kids do. There's a perception that it's simple or simplistic. The reaction that I commonly get when people see my work for the first time is that, wow, I can't believe that's origami. I'd like to see origami become familiar enough so that people can see past the medium to the message that I'm trying to convey in the first place. My name is Joseph Wu. I'm an origami artist based in Vancouver. I started origami when I was 3 years old. My dad bought me a book one day when I was about 3, and he showed me how to follow the pictures, and I just sort of took it from there. I enjoyed it right off the bat. As someone with ADHD, I very naturally have a lot of different interests, so I do draw inspiration from many, many sources. And I've tried to draw upon stories from different cultures for the things that I create. I've often said that origami is the art form that comes closest to creating something out of nothing. All you need is a piece of paper and your hands and an idea, and you can create something. I'm finding things that I want to say, and I'm using origami as a medium to say them. You know, technical skill and knowledge is great. You can't do much without it. But if that's the be-all and end-all, then it isn't art in any sense of the word. Some of the things I've done recently include a series on depression, since I too struggle with depression myself. I did 12 pieces that show 12 different aspects of depression, each one represented by a face inside of some sort of a dish or a vessel. When struggling with things like depression, having something that takes you away from it is certainly helpful. What I chose this time wasn't entirely taking me away from it, but it was shifting the focus. The other purpose of the project was also an educational purpose. It was a chance to explain to people, well, this is what depression feels like. I think my favorite part of doing origami is actually before the folding starts. There's a very short period of time, usually a minute or less, where my subconscious just goes into overdrive. The design takes form, and it's that moment of creation that is probably the most satisfying. The need to create things is very strong for me. Whether or not it's for a purpose or if it's just for my own sanity, the origami has given me a venue for that.
I'm fascinated with how people express their internal world. Joseph took his experiences with the depression and channeled them into actual shapes that made the intangible tangible. Our next artist is Britta B., a poet who has a message for all young women, but it's also one she needed to hear herself.
A word that comes to mind for this piece is empowerment. As a poet, I really want to serve as an encouraging voice through my work. And I want this poem to be a reminder that whatever you're going through as a woman, you have the choice to make for yourself on how gentle and kind you are with yourself. So I may be putting this out there as a message for people other than me, but it's also a reminder to myself to treat myself kindly and to be good to myself. My name is Britta B., and the name of this poem is Dear Young Woman.
Dear young woman, I hope you find you. I hope you find love. I see all the armor you wear. I see all the jewels and gems of wisdom you share. It's okay to shine, Ma. It's okay to shine. It's okay to have pride, Ma. You don't have to live a lie. Don't let the violence fool you into silence, convincing you that you are not worthy of space and time. You might not know it yet, but you got a multi-dimensional set of eyes looking out for you. Trust that what is meant for you is relying on you to show up. Show up. You can lose your religion, but you will never lose your spirit. Each of your breaths have minds and lives of their own that will ever know the true impact of our presence. What a blessing. Young woman, I wish you enough. I wish you enough time for all of your skills and talents. I wish you more. I wish you more revelations than disrespects and regrets. And I beg you to believe in yourself more than your parents ever did. Carry out your curiosities in spite of the corruptions you experience. You let yourself free when you let yourself forgive. And so when you do, and I know you will, I hope you find you. I hope you find love again.
Coming up, we watch as one of Canada's most renowned dancers digs deep in a piece inspired by her late father.
The very deep imprints of what I had witnessed as a child through my father's schizophrenia.
We always talk about soul in relation to humans, but can a piece of choreography have a soul? Can choreography be a living, breathing thing that evolves and changes? Right now, we're going to see dancer Anne Plamondon working on a piece inspired by her late father, which might be able to help us answer those questions.
My name is Anne Plamondon, and while I was raised partly in Quebec City, in Montreal, in Toronto, at many different places, because dance is my life, so you have to be everywhere. My training was mainly classical. Yeah, I really thought that I would be a ballerina, and I was for a little bit. So I met Victor in 2000. He was a dancer at Les Grands at the time. He had this idea of bringing hip hop and ballet together, and those two extremes which don't really seem to fit together. That it could become this very refined and organic and fluid marriage, in a way. I always was a dancer. What I wanted to do was dance. Choreography was not necessarily something, but I did a first solo, Les Mêmes yeux que toi, the same eyes as yours, not because I wanted to choreograph, but because there was this story that I wanted to tell as a dancer. And nobody could really tell that story other than myself, because it was about my father's mental illness, so I figured I have to make it. The piece premiered at Agora de la Danse in Montreal in 2012. For me, it was a personal story that I was sharing through dance. But when it got in front of an audience, people would come up to me after and say, "This is my brother. This is my sister. This is my uncle. This is my grandfather. This is me." And I knew that story by heart. It was very deeply imprinted in my memories, in my body memories, and I thought that I should utilize that to express through dance, through movement, the different states. The very deep imprints of what I had witnessed as a child through my father's schizophrenia. Everything that my father, his mimics, his physicalities, his tics, the words that he would say, his behaviors. As I get ready to do the piece again, the biggest thing that has changed is I translated it into English, because there is text in the piece. There's recorded text and there's also live speaking text. And then, of course, in between the premiere and now, I had a child, I had a daughter, so my body has also evolved and changed. Not necessarily in the negative way, it's just different. If I haven't done it in a year, it's like putting on an old jacket. I remember that jacket, but the jacket is the same jacket, but I'm not the same person. And each time I perform it again, I have to remember the audience is gonna see this for the first time. I have to make it, it's here now.
I love the idea of art not being static, but something that changes over time. Soul searching can happen in many different ways, as we saw over this episode, through dance pieces that evolve over years, in the careful folds of origami, and in the fiercely stylized art of drag. If there's an artist you know that is committed to soul searching with their craft, let me know. Send me a message on social media. Our handle on all platforms is @CBC Arts. Tune in next week for another deep dive into the transformative world of Canadian art. Peace.